welcome back to Chat Circle. Today on our main segment, we are diving into a conversation that has sparked a lot of debate in today's dating culture, cohabiting before marriage. Now, it's a topic that continues to generate strong opinions, especially among young people, as relationships evolve and traditional norms are being redefined. Now, it is a practical step before commitment, or does it come with deeper emotional, culture, and also legal implications? That's what we are unpacking today. To help us break this down, I'm joined by a seasoned professional who brings both legal expertise and also real-life relationship insight to the table. I'm speaking about Ini Monday Idem. Now, she's a lawyer, counselor, mediator, arbitrator, and also family coach, currently serving as the head of court at the MDCH in Ikotekpene under the Akwa Ibom State Judiciary. Now, with extensive experience in dispute resolution, family advocacy, and also conflict management, she has worked closely with individuals, couples, and also families, helping them navigate complex legal and also emotional situations. Now, her work has found mediation, arbitration, and also counseling, and also coaching, guiding people towards fair outcomes, healthier relationships, and practical solutions. She's deeply committed to resolving conflicts with dignity and protecting relationships where possible, and providing both legal clarity and personal guidance through life's most challenging moments. Ini, it's good to have you.
Thank
over
you.
Here today.
Thank you very
How
much,
are you
Nana.
doing? You look so pretty, by the way.
Oh, I'm blushing.
Oh. Okay, so
Thank you, Nana.
today's topic, right? And my question, I want us to start from the basic. How would you clearly define cohabitation today? Now, at what point does a relationship move from visiting often to actually living together?
Cohabitation simply means two people in a romantic relationship are sharing a home as their primary living space, not just staying over, not just having a toothbrush there or any property left, but actually building daily life under one roof. It's about consistency and intention. You both sleep there most nights.
Okay.
Your belongings are fully integrated. Clothes, toiletries, personal items. You share responsibilities, rent, bills, groceries, chores. That space is no longer your space or my space. It is referred to as our space. So that is what cohabitation means. Now, here's the interesting part. When does it shift from visiting to living together?
Okay.
It is not a single moment. It's a threshold you cross. Usually, when a few things start happening, frequency turns into default.
Okay.
You are no longer asking, should I come over? You're just there most nights. And it feels unusual when you're not there. You start leaving things
there,
one after the other.
shoes.
Your toothpaste is there, your toothbrush, and gradually, before you know it, a whole shift.
Exactly.
You have no separate routine, even if you have an apartment on your own. But nothing happens where you are. Everything borders around where you are now cohabiting with your partner.
All right, now let's move on to the next question. Okay, now studies actually show that cohabitation is becoming more globally among should I say among millennials and Gen Zs. Okay, now do you think it's now quietly becoming a normal step before marriage?
In many parts of the world, yes, increasingly so, but not everywhere, and not in the same way for everyone. Now let's unpack what the data is actually saying is that in places such as the US and some parts of Europe, cohabitation has shifted from being unusual to becoming a mainstream relationship stage. Most people, adults today, are likely to live with a partner before marriage for some point. For the millennials especially, cohabitation is often described as a normative pathway to marriage rather than a rare exception. In fact, many marriages today are preceded by living together, even though not all cohabitation ends in marriage. Though in African countries per se, Majority of the millennials and Gen Zs are in that acting towards that direction. It's no longer the hidden thing that it used to. I mean, they have outgrown the tradition. They are now looking at themselves because they look at cohabiting as giving them the opportunity to get to know each other better and integrate into marriage, other than the normal courtship, which you just initially used to be courtship, engagement, and marriage. But now all that is bypassed. You now come live together. So what you do is cohabiting, engagement, and sometimes marriage. They feel it gives them the opportunity to get to know the partners better, which is true. Because there are certain habits you would have had as a sleepover. You're more conscious, you're more intentional.
Exactly.
I mean, the timing is there, but when you're living with somebody as a partner, the person gets to see more of you than when you visit. And that's why they look at it as an advantage to being enhancing compatibility, to see if you people can actually be successful in marriage. Though in most cases, it's not always the case. It's not
I was going to ask, what's the probability of that, having a good marriage?
It's not a guarantee, because a lot of people cohabit for convenience.
Sure.
Some for, okay, you know how the economy is and the country is. So when you're living with somebody, you have to pay, share bills, share chores, you know. So it's convenient. The economic factor sometimes plays a major role in cohabiting before you talk of the marital aspect. So culturally, in many urban and Western contexts, it is no longer seen as shocking or experimental. It is just part of how relationships progress. But here's the nuance. Even though it is common, cohabitation is not a universal rule before marriage. Think of it like this. For many millennials and Gen Zs, cohabitation is a testing phase. Let's see how we can live together and see if it could lead us to marriage.
Exactly.
For others, it is a financial or practical step. Let's experience living together if it's easier than maintaining two homes, you know. And for some, it is simply a commitment stage without marriage as a goal. So it is a required step now. It's now common, especially in most parts of the Western world. It's a norm. People find it easier.
But it's not supposed to be like that. But it's not.
Well, they have moved forward. They have moved past the normal to what is convenient to them. How comfortable are them? How best can they attain marriage?
Okay, let's talk about society expectations. Now, I know this topic was really trending on X. A lot of people share their view, their thoughts on what they think about the story. Now, do you think young people today are prioritizing what works for them over society expectation?
A lot of young people today are prioritizing what works for them over what the society expects of them. But it's not rebellion as regard rebellion's sake. It's not rebellion per se. It's more practical than that. What actually changed is what we should be asking ourselves now. Now, earlier generations often had a clear script. You date, you talk of marriage before you live together. Then you talk of building life. But many young adults today are waking up with different reality. High living costs, longer time in education and career building, delayed marriage timelines, more exposure to different relationship models online. So instead of following a fixed path, many are asking, does this make sense for my life right now? That shift is what people are reacting to online. Is it society I'm supposed to look at or my personal choice? It's less of clash and more of rebalancing what suits you, what is best for you. So society still has expectations, but they are no longer in uniform. At the same time, young people have more access to information about relationships, more examples of alternative lifestyles, more openness to real life, to redefine the commitment and what it looks like. Yeah. So the mindset becomes, I respect tradition, but I also need something that fits my reality. Platforms like X amplify debates because people share extreme or personal experiences.
Okay, now one of the most biggest arguments right now in cohabiting is that a lot of people say it tests compatibility. Okay. Do you actually believe that living together truly reveals things you cannot see while you are dating?
When you're dating somebody, it's a very formal and organized situation. Living together reveals things you usually don't fully see while dating. But it doesn't magically reveal everything about compatibility either. What dating shows is planned versions of each other, best behavior, even unintentionally, limited exposure to stress, routine, and chores, controlled time together. Like, you know when you go and you know when you're coming back. Your partner doesn't really see you in where you're stressed, your reactions might not even experience you when you're angry. So you learn things like, do we connect emotionally? Do we enjoy each other's company? Do our values align in conversations? That's real, but it's still partial information. Those are the only things you can get from a dating situation. What living together adds to the picture is, it introduces something dating can't fully simulate: daily life friction. And that's where the new truths show up. How people behave when they are tired, stressed, or angry. Money habits, how you spend, your saving, and your priorities. Those are very important things you have to put into consideration.
So does it actually really test compatibility?
Oh, sure, it does. It does. Like conflict styles.
Okay.
There are people who can stay with you when they are angry. They don't know how to resolve issues. They don't know they know how to go about it. They can stay with you for months and days, and they are angry. Unlike if you are dating, you only come visit, and the person is angry, you have where to go to. But here you're stuck, you are cohabiting. So you see how the person reacts when he's angry. He now goes to work, comes back, you're there.
Let's take a look at relationships often, should I say then and now. Do you think the shift from traditional courtship to cohabiting has improved how people choose partners? And then also, should I say, has it actually made commitment more complicated?
So the question now is, has the shift from traditional courtship to cohabitation made partner choice better or commitment more complicated? The honest answer is, it has done both at the same time. What improved? One clear change is information quality. In older traditional courtship, models, couples often had limited time alone together, were influenced. Now with dating and cohabitation, people spend more actively quicker towards marriage decisions, real unscripted time together.
Okay, you see each other every day.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, I want to ask this question, okay? Do you actually think that when you're able to, or a lot of people say when you don't have a clear picture, a clear plan about, or like a commitment, there's a higher chance of breakup? Do you actually think that cohabiting has a way of helping relationships?
All right, this is where relationship research and real life experiments start pulling in slightly in different directions. is cohabitation helping relationship, or is it giving a false sense of security? The most accurate answer is it depends on why and how people cohabit, not just whether they do. Now, what research is actually pointing to is some studies have found out that couples who move in together as a matter of convenience may experience less clarity about long-term expectations, more difficulty defining commitment, and in some cases, higher breakup rates later. But here's the key detail. Researchers often distinguish between intentional cohabitation and accidental cohabitation. Intentional cohabitation, we are moving in together because we are building towards marriage or long-term partnership. Clear expectations, shared timeline, or understanding. Open discussions about finances, roles, and future. This tends to look more stable in studies. Accidental cohabitation, we basically already spend all the time together. So why do we bother paying both rent? Let's move on.
Okay, I want to ask this question, okay? What do you think is the biggest risk people actually underestimate before choosing to live together, especially emotionally and also financially?
Okay, first, the emotional risk. People don't see coming. They always forget pressure. Dating gives space. But when you're cohabiting with somebody, it comes with a lot of pressure.
It does, actually.
And it keeps your emotion at risk, especially with somebody who the compatibility is not really smooth. So you are tensed. What surprises people is small habit becomes constant exposure. Minor annoyances don't reset after a date ends. There's less emotional breathing room. So instead of seeing your partner occasionally, you're experiencing them in everything you do. Either when you're tired, when you're stressed, when you're distracted, they are there. And that can intensify both love and irritation faster than expectation. Number two, unspoken expectations, becoming daily tension. Many couples move in without fully agreeing on chores, personal space rules, money habits.
Responsibility.
Yes, financial, a lot. You know, at first it feels flexible, but over time, patterns form. And if those patterns do not match expectations, tension builds quietly.
Okay, so we've got a few minutes to go, okay? And I would just want us to just wrap this up on this. Now, at the end of the day, my question right now is cohabiting preparation for marriage, or has it become a substitute for it? And also, ultimately, is it right or is wrong? I think I've been wanting to ask from the beginning of this show. I wanted to ask, like, is it right or wrong? Like, please tell us something before we start packing bags.
Well, no, it depends on where you're coming from. So let us first look at cohabitation as preparation for marriage. For many couples, cohabitation functions like a real-life rehearsal for marriage. Not fake version. More like a test of daily compatibility, conflict handling, financial coordination, lifestyle alignment. In the same sense, it can help people avoid rushing into marriages based on only dating chemistry. So for some, it genuinely answers the question, can we actually build a life together and not just love each other? On the other hand, when you see cohabitation as a substitute, for other couples, it becomes something different. It can quietly turn into a long-term arrangement with formal commitments, a comfortable middle ground that delays marriage decision. But honestly, if you ask me, it's not all instances where people cohabit that it ends in marriages.
True.
There are certain times you live with people for years, and at the end of the day, everybody packs his or her bag and off they go. It doesn't work. So what works for you But one thing I know for sure is that the millennials and the Gen Zs are not ready to bend.
Yeah.
They are just looking at what is convenient and comfortable for them at a particular time, and they are all out to go.
All right. I just want to say thank you so much. But before you go, maybe, I know it's not part of the script, but maybe a little something out there, a little advice out there to the younger ones, the younger generation.
So my advice to the young people is, I'm not going to look at sentiments, because even if I sit down here to tell you cohabitation is bad, you don't go into live with anybody when you're officially not married to that person. In Nigeria today, the cost of marrying in some certain areas are so high. Mm-hmm. The cost of living is high, a lot of things. So my honest and sincere advice is what works for you. If somebody comes up with you to you today and says, look, we are ready to tie the knots, and you walk down the aisle. And if the person says, let's cohabit, if it's honest, you can try your luck.
Without marrying.
Well, you just heard me say a lot of things make people cohabit. Financial stress. So if I don't have money to get a house, and my boyfriend has the money to help me, and we can jointly get a house, some of these things, especially in this part of the country,
I don't want that
sometimes
kind of
when
boyfriend.
people cohabit, it's not because they like doing it. And if I cannot change the state of how things
but you
are,
can stay with your male friend or your female friend now.
the female friend might not want to accommodate
To save
you.
money. And you stay with your parents' house now.
Female friend is not going to feed you, but your male
Anyway,
partner may feed you.
At the end of the day, I think everybody's going to be fine. Just make the right choices.
So whatever thing that suits you, you go ahead and do it.
All right, thank you so much. Such an insightful conversation. Thank you so much once again, Ini, for sharing your knowledge and perspective with us today. And it's clear that cohabiting before marriage is not a one-size-fits-all situation. The decision, should I say, around it requires intention, awareness, and also honest understanding of what it truly means. So I just want to say thank you so much for staying with us on Chat Circle. My name is Nana Abina, and has been an amazing one, each and every one of you. And thanks again, Ini, for coming through. Really do appreciate.
Thank you so much,
And then I
Nana.
will see you same time next week, same here. Take care of yourself. Be safe.